Totally calling your number.
Silencio.
Nobody's calling. Nobody's answering. How dare you have this number flashing across the screen and no one's answering it? If you would answer, I mean, seriously, it's the least you could do.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for The Least We Could Do with your hosts, Jimmy and Dwayne. What up?
Oh, thank you, Kyle. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome back, buddy.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you, Kyle. Happy birthday last week. Your birthday's over.
Yep.
Did you have fun with your family in Houston? Was everything great?
Yes.
Anything
Yeah.
eventful happen?
Yeah, so we thought we had a COVID scare, but we got tested, and I'm positive we're negative.
Okay, good. Okay,
You're
this is
positively negative.
Yeah,
this is your first time being positively negative, but that's great, my friend. So we've got a jam-packed show for you folks.
my
we gotta
God, do we have a
dive into it.
jam-packed show?
What a show we've got for you. But welcome to The Least We Could Do. We do this every Saturday from 8 to 10. I'm Jimmy Preston. This is my co-host, Dwayne Primo. He's very, very beautiful, going with the bald head look. Sorry if your eyes are distracted by the glare from his beautiful baldness.
Is there a glare?
No, you're fine.
I feel like I powdered.
No. You are great.
Fire my makeup department post haste if I have a fucking glare on my head.
I just showered and I already have like rosy cheeks.
You have cheruby cheeks, I think is what they're called.
Well, I hope you had a great week. Let's and Kyle too, but let's get to the sponsors, shall we? Yes. We couldn't do this show. We're on the Talking Beards Network. Want to give a big shout out to Big Sexy. Thank you, buddy, for doing what you're doing. Both of you guys. 2 competitions happened today. All kinds of crazy stuff. If you're in the world
going
of
on
beard,
in the world of beards.
If you're in the world of beards, go and join the Talking Beards Network. They've got quality programming all week long, and we're one of the shows. So thanks for having us on the Talking Beards Network. Austin Facial Hair Club. Austin Facial Hair Club store. Go there, austinfacialhairclub.com, and you can buy stuff in the store. But not only that, on Facebook, the Come and Shave It 15 is coming up February 20th.
Yes.
Registration just opened today. They've got multiple tiers. You could pay as little as $1 to compete with some of the world's best. And guess who's hosting it? It's us, Dwayne.
It's us.
Yeah. So we're gonna host it. Kyle's gonna be running the board. It's gonna be amazing. And Robin and
we're hosting it, like you and me.
Yeah, you're in.
Okay.
And then Robin and I are the co-quarterbacks on this. So we tried to do some work at the and then Fluffy White Biscuits was there. We started counting some merch, getting ready for all the tiers and stuff.
Robin says I can't fire the makeup department because it's my daughter. So
right. And then Ancient Astronaut Theorist University. I posted some stuff. They posted some stuff over there at the university on their page today about the pins. Totally thought those pins were going to be up on Jimmy's Bazaar, but they didn't make it. I had a good breakfast over at Wham Bam Bagels. Not a sponsor yet, but maybe.
I did see that in my jaunt onto social media today. I saw that you were out at the bagel place.
Well, I had my annual physical yesterday, so I figured, what the hell, I can eat whatever I want now.
Did you get a finger wave?
We'll talk about that in a second. And Nut Scrub.
Styco's
Nut Scrub. Cleaning Texas one nut at a time. One of the best industrial hand cleaners. If I don't wash my hands at the end of the week at the shop, I have grimy hands all weekend long. And then I don't touch myself. Is that it for our sponsors? Oh, we got Poop Knife.
Poop Knife.
You need it. Okay, so Is that it?
Do you need it? I needed it last week, but I don't need it anymore.
Cosmic Cowboy Smoke Shop.
Oh, yes. How you forget that one?
Cosmic Cowboy Smoke Shop, finest in all your smoke shop stuff. And they're also a boutique. They've got all kinds of stuff. Go and visit them. They're on South Congress and who's it, what's it?
Jimmy is jam-packed for time. You booked so many guests on a night where like Kyle took the week off last week and then comes back. We got to be done at 10. Got to be done at 10.
What's the drinking word of the night?
Drinking word of the night is Excelsior, in honor of Stan Lee for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think it's his birthday or anything.
Why was Kyle all nerding out on that?
I don't know. Because he's a fan like I am.
Why Excelsior?
I just like that word.
He likes that word.
All right.
Bye, Kyle.
Okay.
I mean, we're in this huge rush. We can't talk about
on
anything.
Tonight's.
It's like I feel like.
Okay, well then let me get to the show. So on tonight's show, we've got an amazing guest, Halie Ramirez. When I was a old man going back to school at Texas State and working at KTSW, she came down as an alumna and spoke to us as the current staff of KTSW, Bobcat Radio, and so that's when I first met her. She was working, I believe, at KLBJ with our buddy, our pal CJ Morgan. So that's where I met her. But she is doing some social media stuff with ACC. She's a contributor to Lulz. It's like I think it's loose. That's what it is.
Loose?
It's light in Spanish. Luz
Collective.
Yeah. And then she also has a podcast, Degradables, I believe it's called, or Degradable podcast, and they are talking about recycling during the pandemic. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into some other stuff. She happens to be of Latina persuasion. So she and you might not understand us because we might start code switching because we're both
do some Spanglish,
half Latin. Yeah,
you throw some Spanglish in there. I don't speak Spanglish.
Maybe it's like my mother used to. Like,
I hear it's close to Cajun French though, so yeah, we'll be okay.
No, like my mom, she'd be like, "Okay, everybody, what would you like for dinner? Would you maybe like some meat and potatoes and tortillas?"
What do you
like a word would just all of a sudden become like, and then like as we got older, we'd be coming up the stairs and
shout out to our buddy Justin. Justin does that exact same thing. And he's watching the fights tonight, buddy. You got to keep me updated on these fights tonight, please. Jimmy,
right.
What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Lone Star.
Oh, drinking Lone Star. Check this out right here.
S'more.
Shiner S'more.
Can't drink.
It makes my lips sticky.
So Halie Ramirez is going to be with us. Also, our musical guest tonight, Luke and the Lonely. They're going to play us some tunes. We're going to chit chat with them, probably about the Catalina wine mixer. But first,
do we have a break video for tonight? By the way?
No, we don't have a break video because we've got some special guests. We got Opie and Nova. And Nova are going to be joining us at 9:00.
Well, let's leave that. Let's leave that as a surprise for
it is later. A big surprise.
For break surprise.
Yeah. We were supposed to have Kyle's trivia friend guy.
Yeah, he ran into some boobs or something.
Yeah, so he headlong into some boobs and he had to reschedule. Right. So right that's cool. Crease.
Into the cleavage.
Guess trivia is not that. I guess it's trivial. Trivia is trivial.
Trivia is trivial when it comes to boobs.
But listen, Dwayne, I went and had my yearly physical. Have you when's the last time you were at the doctor?
Oh, wow. When did Rogue One come out?
Okay, so it's been a while. It's been at least 10 years for me. Easily,
I got a colonoscopy the day Rogue One came out.
It was very easy for me to answer the question if I'd had a tetanus shot in the last 10 years because I have not been in a doctor's office in 10 years. So I said, nope, might as well, and I do work with a lot of rusty parts, so give it to me.
Kind of a klutz, so
yeah, but so they offered up a way for me to get my medical results and find out if I was living or dying, and my password
Kyle's
needs to be
fire must be
reset.
going out in his fireplace. He keeps doing this, like he's fanning the flames.
Let me tell you, Dwayne, let me pull you aside real quick. Do you understand how hard it is for me to concentrate on anything? And with you being distracted by whatever the hell you are getting distracted by,
yes,
you are not helping me keep this show on track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We are chugga choo choo tonight.
What?
I was at the doctor.
Yeah.
I'm scared if I'm going to live or die. You're worried about a fireplace.
All right.
I
didn't
have
know what was
medical
happening.
concerns.
I didn't know either Kyle's fire is going out or his house is on fire.
Okay, listen.
I'm concerned.
I cannot rely on you to care about my medical situation.
I don't care about your medical situation.
Do
you have a medical situation?
Let's bring on Dr. Beard.
Medical situation.
Bring on Dr. Beard. Dr. Beard.
Oh,
do you care about my physical health and my mental health and health general? You're a doctor. You've got a beard. Do you care?
I care deeply, and not only for you, but for everyone. I mean, come on, man. I can't help myself.
Now, if anybody is seeing you for the first time, meeting you for the first time, you are Dr. Beard. You work here in Austin. You are a true doctor. You've got the credentials. You probably still have the student loans to prove.
He's pointing at a diploma.
Now listen, I brought you on tonight because this is a teaser. Because we're talking about, right? I mean, we just kind of jumped right into it. Men's health, and men are really bad at going to the doctor. So, I want you next week. You're going to be our guest next week, and you're going to take questions from the audience, health questions. Are you prepared for this?
So ready. So ready. It's my life, man. Throw it at me. Come on. If I don't know, I'll figure it out.
And how is everything with you during COVID? Is it completely 180, or are you just maybe doing an extra layer of protection than you used to do?
You know, it's a lot. I mean, we have to screen everybody when they come in, ask them all the questions, check their temp and stuff, because we don't really test for COVID. We're not really on the front lines. We still do like physicals and diabetes follow-ups and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So like we don't, you know, fully PPE up, but I do put on an N95 and then a bandana over that, which completely covers my beard. So I feel good about it. But yeah, we're having to do a lot of extra, you know, you have to clean the rooms every time, go through the waiting room all the time. Everybody's got COVID questions. When the hell am I getting my vaccine? I don't know. And then everybody's anxious as hell.
So you guys weren't cleaning the rooms every time before?
Well, you know, we would just kind of give it a, you know, little whore bath. You know,
yeah, right. I got you.
Spots, you know, but now it's like, okay.
We're good.
I like that. That's a medical term. It's like then when you discharge the patient, whore bath the room.
Whore bath the room, you know, get any wet spots. But now it's like fully OCD spiral every time.
Yeah. Now listen, enough about humanity. Let's talk about me. So I had been given plasma lately, and
did you run out?
Twice I had a situation where they said I couldn't donate because my pulse was too high. I had an elevated pulse. Now, I remember that one day I had chugged a gigantic coffee on the way there, and then they took my pulse and it was a no-go. Now, this last time I had an interaction with one of the nurses where I opened my mouth. She touched something that I had touched. And then she touched her keyboard. So she didn't follow normal protocol. She had the thermometer thingy, and she wouldn't. I kept asking her, "Would you do it rectally?" And she made me put it in my mouth. But you're supposed to push a button and it ejects the cover. Well,
right.
It didn't work, so she grabbed it with her fingers to pull it off. But my fingers had been there. So she touched my fingers. So I just brought it up that she had broken protocol and that a pathogen could possibly. Oh, she didn't like it. She didn't like it. I could tell she was angry. She started slamming things around. And then she told me my pulse was elevated and I needed to sit over there for 10 minutes and maybe she'd retest me. And then I made the mistake of going, can I get somebody else to retest me?
Oh, Jimmy.
And then she said, absolutely. And then so I'm sitting there going, why can't you just shut up, Jimmy? So, and then
I wonder that same thing a lot.
She's talking to all her coworkers. She's pointing at me, and I'm like, oh shit, man. I should have just shut up.
Yeah.
Don't talk about protocol, and then they test me, and guess what? My pulse is elevated because I'm freaking out. I'm like,
right.
And then
she should have taken you back and fisted you. That'd have calmed you down a little bit, I believe.
And then I should have just left. But as I was walking out, she goes, sorry, you can't donate today. And I go, you should probably turn in a broken equipment report or something on that thermometer. And then she started yelling something, and I just walked out. So I don't know if I'm allowed back, but anyway. So I said to myself, 2 elevated heart rates. Maybe you should go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor, and I had a checkup, and it wasn't that bad. Why does everybody think that a checkup is so bad?
I mean, it's pretty simple, honestly. It's just like, yeah, we're just going to do some screens. We're going to do some blood work, talk about your family history and stuff like that. It's really kind of basic, honestly. It's not that bad.
I'll pass.
I mean, he asked all questions.
Especially the family history part. Fuck that.
And then he broke me down like nobody has before. He was like, are you smoking? And I was going to say no. And why don't I would have lied to him.
Oh, and then think about how much better you'd have felt if you could have said, I quit 30 days ago with my buddy Dwayne when he did.
Yeah. We know, though. We're listening to the heart. We're like, this dude smells like a Marlboro factory. So how long have you been smoking?
Maybe one or two a day.
Smell like a cool. He smelled like Obama.
I mean, look, and I even forgot that my appointment was on Friday. Now you're supposed to fast, from what, midnight until your appointment?
Mm-hmm.
So my blood work was taken maybe about 9:30. I forgot about my appointment until about 10 p.m. I had already had 3 beers. How bad is my blood work going to be, Doc?
I mean, honestly, what it affects is like your sugar and triglycerides, and those go to compute your bad cholesterol. So, I mean, as long as we know that, we can kind of write that off. And you can tell them order a direct test. So, you just get a slap on the wrist.
Okay. All right. Now, this is where we get real. So, and I was really scared because they said, if you ask any other questions, then you will be billed outside of your physical. So like, and I get it. I get that all the time at the auto shop. They're like, hey, can you just check the brakes? And then they're like, also, can you redo my transmission? I'd like all the window motors replaced. And, so I get it. They didn't want me to
The Queen Latifah commercial is bullshit. She's like, go to your physical and talk about everything that's ever happened to you. And it's like, girl, we're going to you.
Do people ever come to you and want to talk about like plastic surgery and whatnot?
Yeah, some people do ask about surgery, not usually plastic though, because they kind of usually have their mind made up. But I just kind of stay away from that. I'm like, you do you, babe. I mean, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be, plastic surgery was a taboo subject, but now you mention Botox and nobody raises an eyebrow.
Right? I mean, it is.
Oh, wait. Stop it. Okay. That is not allowed, Dwayne. Telling stupid.
I know
jokes.
Jeff's watching. I had to do one.
No shtick, man.
I had to do one, Jimmy.
But tell the ladies or gents, because I know Jeff Ray's a big Botox fan. What once you do it, you have to continue to do it. Am I right?
You got to maintain it. Yeah, it's like dyeing your hair. You're going to look like shit if you quit doing it, So.
I mean, that's why everybody was fighting to open up businesses. They were like, please let my wife go and get the Botox. They're like, my balls. And I've heard guys get the Botox in their old dingle dangles. Am I right?
Are you sitting? I don't know about that now. I've heard of injecting saline in them, and I've actually seen a guy who's like had an infection down there. I'm like, what the fuck were you doing? He's like, I was just pumping them up, I'm like, okay, cool.
I was making
that up.
Why would you get Botox though? Like, I don't get it.
On your face? I mean, it's wrinkled.
No, like in your dick. Why would you get
Oh
Botox?
no,
in your
don't do
dick?
that. I've never heard of that.
You want a smooth? You want a smooth cock? That's just. Ugh.
Okay, take it easy. So I wasn't talking. I was joking, and so
you're telling me to take it easy. You brought it up.
I know, and I instantly regretted it. But so Doc, I've learned that over the pandemic, I think I sat on the toilet a little too long with the cell phone. Right? I now listen. This is the first time, and I'm going to admit this on the air. This is the first time I've ever had a man look at my butt.
Mm-hmm.
And I, he was like, "Is there anything else?" And I'm worried. I'm like, "Okay, this one sentence is gonna cost me like $1,000, right?" And I said, "Now listen, I'm not sure. I'm blaming it on the couch. The couch that I have is not comfortable, and I sit on the edge when I'm playing video games, and I think it's cutting off circulation of my legs. Because can't some bike seats give you a hemorrhoid? Because I got a hemorrhoid.
Yeah, hemorrhoids, prostatitis, weird numbness,
So if you sit on the toilet long enough for your leg to fall asleep, like where you're dragging it behind you like a dead appendage, is that too long?
I mean, how long does it take you to shit, dude?
Well, it's not. I mean, I'm done quite quickly, but if I start rapid fire on some Facebook videos or on a TikTok, rabbit hole, fire in the hole. You know what I'm talking about? So anyway, I looked him in the eye. He said, "Is there anything else concerning you?" And I said, "Doc, I am so sorry to say this, but I'm concerned about the future of my buttocks. I need you to confirm some stuff because I just can't seem to do the squat over my phone properly."
Right.
And I said, "How do we do this?" He goes, "It's quite simple. You just pull your pants down, put your elbows on the table, and I'm going to look at your butt." And we locked eyes, and it wasn't sexual. And I was surprised. How many butts do you look at in a normal day, Doc?
Probably about 4, probably about 3 or 4 vaginas, probably about 4 to 6 dicks. People like to come in and say, "What's wrong with my dick or my balls?" So yeah, it's like nothing for us. I mean, like, I know your butt is special to you, but it's not to us. We're just like, okay, breathe.
Just another cornhole.
Whip it out.
Well, listen, you and I had a conversation before your teaser. This is a teaser. We're having you next week. You're our medical guest. We're going to have actual medical questions. I want everybody to tune in next week. Dr. Beard is ready. Your butt is special to me. Yeah. Oh,
we have
your butt
a
is special
phone
to
number.
you.
Call in with your questions next week.
So Dr. Beard's going to be with us next week. Thank you, Dr. Beard.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited about next week, guys.
Good to see you too, man. I miss you so much.
One thing I want you to think about this over the week and come back with an answer. Is it weird that I don't put a towel in my butt crack after a shower to dry inside my butt crack?
That's what I was gonna
Don't
say.
answer it. Don't answer it right now. Save the answer for next week. But there's some people that think that you should take your towel and put it around your hand and shove it in the crack to dry in there. And there's dry camp.
All right. We'll
Okay,
discuss this next week.
More importantly, wet wipes or toilet paper. Bidet.
Oh, that's a good one for next week too.
We'll solve that next week. Thank you, Dr. Beard. Can't wait to talk to you. We'll see you, buddy. Oh, he's gone.
Sorry.
Dr. Hutto, Dr. Beard, he's going to be with us next week. It's going to be amazing.
I haven't seen him in so long.
I know. This pandemic has rolled on for how long now?
A year, bro. Damn near a fucking year.
Oh, it's so long.
Months away.
Every time, every once in a while.
Is also a phenomenal DJ. If you guys haven't caught one of his sets locally in Austin in the last year, which obviously you haven't because everything's been closed. It's fucking March.
Yeah, well, and then also Facebook shut down stuff for DJs where they can't play some of the copyrighted music or something. So that's crazy. What do we got here on the feedback? Can you look at my balloon knot? Okay, I didn't ask him like that. Had to bring up the shower. Yes, I had to bring it up, Dylan. This is an ongoing
Kyle
thing.
was very excited that you brought that up. Look,
stand to wipe or sit to wipe.
we all know some things about you, Jimmy.
Who's
We all know some things
standing?
about you, and one of them is that you don't like to wipe your ass when you come out of the shower.
Mm.
You don't like to get in that crack. We know you're very hardworking. You're kind to everyone, to all.
I am.
You hate
Some
the
of the-
dramas. You hates the drama.
I never click on these stupid things. It's like, click on this to find out the truths about you.
I know you ignore the
oh.
haters.
Front wipe or backwards wipe? No, Austin. No. Terrible. You can't
Stand to wipe or sit to wipe?
Yeah. No. But
No, neither.
question-
What do you do? Do you?
I'm sitting the whole time. Everything stays sitting, and I do a lean.
So the answer to that question would have been sit to wipe.
Sit to wipe. Yeah, and
okay. So answer the question. Don't say no.
front to back. Yeah. Well, who's standing to wipe? When you stand, you're squeezing your cheeks together like a Play-Doh fun factory.
Okay.
No, sit.
Are you lifting your sack with the other hand at least?
No, we've got to change the subject because our guest is coming on soon. Okay, so coming up in the second hour, we've got Luke and the Lonely. They're going to be joining us. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to be talking to them probably
Excelsior.
Going to be talking to them about the Catalina Wine Festival.
I'm going to run out of beer quickly.
And then coming up soon, we've got Halie Ramirez.
Is it Halie or is it Halie? I know we were having this discussion earlier. I figured our producer would have checked that out when he was checking all that stuff, but
that's the problem with the.
He was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed by the beauty of our first guest.
So
not Dr. Beard.
So look, Dr. Beard's going to be with us next week. I want everybody to get your medical questions. I mean, seriously, if you've got medical questions, and I'm sure many of you do, and we're going to talk to Halie here about this. She put a big shout out. What time did I tell her 9?
Oh, Jimmy.
There she is. Whew, I just had a panicked moment because I told Dr. Beard 9:10 like 15 times. 15 times I told him 9:10, and then even he was like, "Are you sure? You said 8:10." Oh yeah. Ay. Okay. So look, we've successfully transitioned from butt stuff to I'm dumb stuff. Oh, that's the other thing we need to talk to him about. Like, how much dementia am I? Like how much? But first, let's bring on our next guest, Halie Ramirez, amazing talent. She's out there spreading the word of goodness and the fucking Catalina wine mixer. And she's on the Loose Collective and Degradable podcast and I'm hoping she took a glance at some of our social media assets so that she can tell us how crappy they are, because
we have social media assets. Hold on.
Do. They're assets. You call them that regardless if they are or not. But welcome to the show, Halie Ramirez, everybody.
Thank you.
Hi.
Where's the applause, Dwayne?
Oh, sorry. I'm man.
Oh, cool.
Off evening. Sorry, I apologize.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Halie. Haven't seen you in a number of years, but with the wonders of Facebook, we've been able to keep up. What have you been up to? I've been watching you throughout the year, and it looks like you've landed on your feet in this pandemic, and you're creating and stuff. How is things? How's the pandemic treating you?
It's insane because I feel like I have also been as many things that have been going on in my personal life. I've also taken a huge step back. So you mentioned the Degradable podcast that I was producing, and I haven't released an episode in a very long time at this point. I should be producing them once a month. And with the pandemic, the depression has really hit me. We also did just buy a house recently, and so there's been a lot of different projects around our house that we've been focused on. But I will say too, writing has been, I've taken a little bit of a step back from writing right now. I'm sort of just like trying to focus on my happiness right now.
You know, a good friend of mine told me a long time ago about this thing called white light therapy, where you can envision yourself surrounded with the white light, and it protects you from all the forces around us that can suck your energy, you know, and zap
Yeah.
your energy. And I found myself doing that a couple times, you know, throughout the year, because I've just plugged into too many things. Where'd Dwayne go? Did he
He's
just
gone.
leave the
He
conversation?
zapped
No,
into the social media realm.
I think his camera froze on us. But so, you know, you've got to take care of yourself. And, you know, this podcast came about because we were like, it's the least we could do, you know? So, and then that was after months of depression where I felt like I couldn't do anything,
Yeah.
you know? So are you seeing the light?
I think I am, especially with the vaccines coming out, but yeah, I think so. I like to think so. I had to go back to therapy during this time. And that helped me out a lot. And I definitely realized even more so recently that I feel like everyone should see a therapist.
Well, and that was one of the you've been doing the Instagram stories,
Yeah.
and that was one of the ones that kind of triggered me to triggered in a good way
Good.
to reach, to reach out to you, you know. And I said, you know, you've always been like this honest voice and unfiltered, especially during some of the turmoil that we had back in June, you know, with the racial tension, the police tension, you know, and then what a shitty president we had, and then just the ugliness all the time. It was like, oh, so yeah. Tell us about how that works when you say, you know what, I need some help with this.
It's crazy. Because before COVID, I was seeing a therapist. I definitely had hit this point in my life where I was realizing that I'm an adult and all of my past childhood stuff was like affecting me as an adult. And so I was like, okay, this is just too insane. And I wanted to just be a better version of myself for myself and the people around me. So I started seeing a therapist, and I started actually going to EMDR therapy for a while. And that worked well. Are you familiar with EMDR?
Is that the electro stimulation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like working the right and left side of your brain as you're thinking about your past events.
There was a story on it on NPR just the other day, and
Cool.
some people are saying that it was like a reset.
Yes. Yeah. It was great. It was so helpful. And I think honestly, that sort of got, you know, resolved. A lot of my past history got resolved. And then I was like, okay, I'm a little free from therapy at this time. And then, you know, honestly, shit started hitting the fan again during the pandemic. Personally, also seeing a bunch of just the way the world felt like it was sort of crumbling with the president, with the pandemic. And so I sought out another therapist, and it was just talk therapy. And she was so great. She was so helpful. But that happened because shit started hitting the fan, and I was like, I can get through this. Like, I've been able to get through this shit in the past. And then one day I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, I started feeling anxious. And then actually through my talk therapist, I started learning what anxiety actually feels like, which is a crazy thing to say.
Well, because you need to be able to identify it before it like wrecks you, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish Dwayne was strong enough to ask for help.
What am I asking for help for?
For your mental issues, Dwayne.
Moving me around. I don't have mental issues, Jimmy.
But you have childhood trauma.
I mean,
It comes up after 15 beers, and then start taking that on us, and we're all like, oh.
My childhood trauma would come out not even being, no alcohol. I would just be like, this is crazy.
I'm sure my childhood trauma is perfectly visible at all times, regardless of how many beers I've had.
Well, just getting off, we had Dr. Beard on as a little teaser. He's going to be with us next week, and then I went through a little traumatic thing. Like it worried me enough that I finally went to the damn doctor, and then, because in the back of my head, I was like, if I wait too long, like if I wait, too long, and then they're like,
was it the hemorrhoids that worried you enough?
Yeah, it was the hemorrhoid problem. I was like, they're going to say, we've got to cut your butthole out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that, I don't want that. I don't want that. And if they would have been like, if you would have just come 6 months ago, we wouldn't have to cut your butthole out.
Right.
And
how did you even find out you had a hemorrhoid if you won't wipe your butthole when you shower?
Okay, let's get off.
Though, honestly, like it's interesting to even sort of talk about, buttholes like that, because your body does like crazy, insane things whenever you're not seeing or seeking help. And that's even something that I did, like mental assistance. Everyone needs manifest. Like mental assistance. Yeah, exactly.
And then like you create that which you fear.
Absolutely. Like through the EMDR therapy that I was doing, I started learning what anxiety was bringing to certain areas of my body.
So, because it can raise your heart rate. It can screw up your gut,
Oh, it screwed up my sciatic nerve. It's insane.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, yeah. So that's liberating that, and then I know there's somebody out there that needs to hear this, like, hey, man, if you are miserable.
Can you imagine with all the stresses that people are going through now that for the last year that they didn't have before?
Exactly. Yeah. Stress literally takes years off your body.
Right.
The stuff that you were going through before the pandemic didn't stop because we started going through a pandemic.
Exactly.
And then you lose your connection. It's like you used to have a rock, you'd go and hang out with your friend on the other side of town, but you can't see each other. It's like, oh my gosh, they screwed up my damn order. They gave me 4 stalks of celery instead of 1. This is crazy. I didn't want duck eggs. I wanted, the farm fresh eggs. Stuff like that happens, right, Halie? Mm-hmm. And we just we gotta live with it. But it helps. It helps if you've got somebody. Now, how did you find the type of therapy that you did?
Talking to friends, honestly, because I had seen a therapist when I was the first time I had ever seen a therapist. I was about 18 years old, and that was after years of being like, therapy is like for weak people and therapy is so dumb. And I saw a therapist. She was like sort of helpful, sort of helped me get through the hard times, at least what I was going through at that moment. And then again, just like years of not seeing a therapist and realizing, okay, I'm actually, in my mid-20s, just getting older. I need to start seeking help again.
Yeah. My mom took me to see a therapist once, not long after my old man died. And the dude told me that I was helpless and then left town. So,
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Was this guy, was he in like a little wagon pulled by a donkey? And
no, like he had an office and shit and everything, a couch and some chairs. And
did he say, I say, Mrs. Primo?
No, I think he felt like I was bullshitting him, which I probably was. I was 16, 17.
Well, that's the best type of bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Teenagers definitely know how to play those therapists.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like, you got to find a therapist that's right for you. Like I was seeing one therapist who would just consistently fall asleep on me. And I was like, okay, so I should probably find someone else because you're not listening.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, now listen, let's pull this up. Jimmy, as a child abuse advocate, may I say it is for the survivor to decide when and if to discuss, not for you to announce on their behalf. Dwayne, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I talked
Wait,
about
I didn't see
childhood
that.
trauma. The childhood trauma that I don't even know about. I was just joking about, but then you admitted it after I was joking about it.
Oh wow.
So I'm
Yeah.
sorry for outing you. Do you want to talk about it? You want to talk about the trauma?
if there
Oh,
is,
that's cool.
there probably is some childhood trauma that I've blocked out. I don't remember it at this point.
I just know that you get really angry whenever we mention the Catholic Church.
Oh yeah, I hate the Catholic Church in a big bad
So
way.
were you raised Catholic then?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Like
so
our
that's
president.
Yeah, I was never like an altar boy or nothing, but I had a lot of friends who were, you know. And we had quite the we had a priest who altar boys were popular with this cat. So he diddled a lot of my friends. So
that's
kind of bitter.
hard. Yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah. But anyways,
I will say
one of them
I
ended
am
up murdering
Catholic.
his parents, and then I had to go talk to the cops about it.
Oh my goodness.
It was weird, and I just don't like talking about it. So
Yeah. Why'd you
That's
let me ask you that
insane.
question?
I don't know.
Wait.
You asked the question. Jesus, I
know-
didn't ask the question.
It's all
Speaking of
Amber's
That's
fault.
super rough though. That sounds like insane, and I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a
That's
fun
bad.
story. It's not one that I tell on air. You know,
You know
Yeah.
what's
maybe
so
one
that's
day.
actually definitely interesting too, because something that I've learned in my recent years of maturing and getting more friends that are, you know, mature, I guess. I tell these stories of my childhood trauma, and I see their faces and their jaws are like to the floor, you know, totally shocked about what's going on. But then I like talk to a lot of the kids that I grew up with, and they went through sort of like the same lifestyles, same shit. And so it's just like, oh yeah, totally. So it's interesting to learn who your audience is too.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I mean, everybody's got their shit. Everybody grows up with something, you know.
but
Yeah.
I think for a long time, people that have gone through trauma think that they are the only ones that went through trauma,
Absolutely.
and they feel like they are on an island.
Yeah.
And so like group talk and talking about it with others, you know, and finding the right sympathetic ear, because you could find the wrong person to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, where they'd be like, oh, like you said, you know, therapies for sissies
Yeah.
and you're weak, you know. But
Mhm.
but I know growing up, I had several family members that could probably have really benefited from a year of therapy. And it's not like you've got to go to therapy for the rest of your life, like you know, Brad Pitt or
You
something.
shouldn't be there.
You know, because it sometimes
if you do, you're fine. That's fine
but
too.
that's fine too. Yeah. Sometimes you do need a lifetime of it. But like, what about Bob? That guy needs a lifetime of therapy, right?
Mhm.
I'm talking about Bill Murray in the movie What About Bob here, folks.
Yeah, you're talking about a fictional character. It's fine.
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah. So I'm trying to listen, Amber. I'm sorry. That did not go the way I wanted. I was trying to make a joke, and then he just
I love
let
that
it
she
come
made
out.
you feel terrible.
Oh my God.
So nice
Yeah.
though, like to have an advocate for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking up for me, Amber. I appreciate that very much. Amber likes Cajun people. That's why.
Now, Halie, we're all gonna we need to figure out how to get some of that mental or the electro stimulation for you and me. Dwayne, can we get somebody in here?
I got a TENS unit, and sometimes I put the leads on my temples.
On your temples? No,
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to do it on your own, bro.
No,
don't do that.
Okay.
But Halie,
Should I not do it on my balls either?
No.
We met through KT.
Why would they even give me one of those things if it's that unsafe? I mean, you should know. You give someone something sticky that electrifies, you're going to stick it to pretty much every part of yourself at some point.
Okay,
right?
Remind me how you can have fun with it in the bedroom. I'll tell you that later after we're off the air. But it can be dangerous if you hit it on 10.
I mean, you got control.
Halie, Texas State, you're a Bobcat.
Ooh.
What'd you study there? You studied media or journalism?
Yeah, I mean, I studied what you studied, right, Jimmy? Mass communication.
I did the electronic media.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
Okay. How's it been watching what we're seeing media wise over the last couple of years? Are
Oh man.
we seeing journalism die, or
I
can it live again? Are we resuscitating it? What's going on?
Yeah, no, it's so crazy because I mean, I've wanted to be a journalist since I was like 7 years old. And so you grow up watching these things and you sort of like learn in journalism, like the golden era of journalism.
Mhm.
And that is just not what it is now. Like the time I was going to pursue this career was like newspapers were dissolving, college radio stations were dissolving from universities. And then everything was just becoming, online. And so it's like, it's crazy to watch this industry transform because, I mean, I went from Texas State and then I worked at a local news station here. And then I worked at a local radio station here. So I feel like I've sort of seen different entities in media,
Mhm.
news, and, just like normal music stuff, or normal media stuff. But just watching it like sort of bounce back into what it is now, like watching newsrooms change and sort of like, sort of like retire some of the elderlies who aren't like as apt to social media. And then they get like these diverse newsrooms, these young people working for them, mainly because like the pay is there because young
Right.
people will work for nothing, which is
Yeah.
terrible.
Because they have ambition and they're doing it for the exposure.
Exactly, and it's sad because, it's just so weird. So to really answer your question, whenever Trump hit presidency and started, like we're going to get rid of fake news, and then he, in my opinion, became fake news, was so scary to see. And so it's hard to watch the world right now, the way it's divided, to see people questioning reporters and journalists who were getting the information actually from the sources.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then these individuals are thinking like, well, I know everything, so I'll go research it on the internet. But then they're like going to other like .com sites or like
Yeah.
not talking to the actual people who were involved in the news stories. And they're like, I know what it's all because I got this from, leftistpower.com or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you came to talk to us at KTSW, I was already old enough to be like your dad, right? And then, but you had already graduated. You were already working with the famous CJ Morgan, and I was
love
like,
CJ.
oh, is this your opportunity to talk smack about him? What secrets do you have about
no,
CJ?
I love CJ. I have nothing bad to say about CJ. I love him.
Is it
CJ's
true
great.
that he was the reason why Miles couldn't walk?
No.
Is it
Oh my
true?
God. I used to babysit Miles, which was super cool. I love Miles. He was such a good dog. CJ's so great. And I love that he found Lisa. CJ's doing so
He
great.
does radio, right?
Yes, he's on 101X now. He's
That's
amazing.
a station in Austin.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, you jerk. Yeah, and him and Lisa. Well, there. Screw CJ. We asked him to come on the show and he didn't come on. So if he wants to talk about himself, he can come on here. I'm telling you right now, CJ Morgan, I can talk up a record better than you can. And what are we going to talk about? Fallout Boy. I challenge you to a Fallout Boy talk up the record contest right
You
here.
should challenge CJ to a fight. I think CJ could take you.
Is that a band, Fallout Boy?
Yes.
Okay.
You and CJ in a sword fight. In my yard.
My point is this. Amazing. I'm older than you, and I grew up in a bygone era where we had I grew up with 3 major network TV stations. And then, if your neighbor read the Washington Times, you knew he was Republican. If yes, right now, I'm calling it. March 3rd at the flagpole. I'll meet you there, CJ.
No,
But-
not in March. We'll have to do it after March.
Okay, yeah.
Our birthday is on the 17th. CJ and I share a birthday on the 17th.
Neighbor on the left.
Day, so
neighbor on the left. They're reading the Washington Post, Washington Times over there. So you got Democrats, you got Republicans. You know, jokers on the right. You know, here I am, and but now you're right. Where are they getting their news? And then now we've got these First Amendment questions. Everybody thinks it's a First Amendment question, but it's a capitalism question with these companies kicking people off. So are you worried about the First Amendment, or do you think it's going to be stronger with some of the movements that we've seen?
Oh, I'm not worried about the First Amendment. I don't think that like taking away like social media platforms is like an infringement on your First Amendment right. Basically, I had a friend post on a video that I had made on Facebook about, or a rant I made on Facebook about it, and she had said, my friend Balloon said, social media is a privilege, and that's absolutely right. I mean, there's so many other countries who don't have social media, and I think.
Not to mention they're private companies.
Exactly. They're not news outlets. They're not media outlets. You know, they're
Right.
not even exactly what you're saying. They're private. They're not they're not funded by the public.
Right. Well, and I was just talking with my neighbor, and she brought up, you know, a situation. She's got all her like high school friends. This is the only way that they can connect, you know? So it's become a tool to connect us as a society, you know?
Yeah.
And they've got their own groups. But one of the guys that's one of the alumni, he's a little boisterous on the social media, and he got the lifetime ban yesterday. Like everybody's phones flashed if you have an iPhone.
Yeah.
And it logged you out.
Yeah.
And you had to log back in, but some people weren't able to log back in.
Oh, wow.
So they deactivated a bunch of accounts.
Wow.
Which everybody's like, whoa. And
I don't social media.
I don't like it either.
Is it that, or is it that these dumbasses just forgot their fucking passwords?
Well, you know, because my other neighbor was overhearing the conversation. He was like, I got kicked off too. And I was like, wait. Did you get kicked off, or did you get logged out and you don't know how to log back in? And he goes, the second one. So he doesn't remember what email he used. So that's the problem. And that's one of the questions for Dr. Beard next week. Like, how dementia am I? When do I need to start writing down everything, like, or like memento, tattooing all my passwords on my arm?
You should just cover your apartment in sticky notes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and this sort of goes back to say too, if you're really so worried about like if your news is correct or not, look at your local news. Like that's affecting you the most. You know, watching your local news stations, listening to your local news stations, buying the fucking paper of the city that you live in.
Right.
Like supporting your local news, and then also, you know, getting involved with your local government too, so you're actually aware of what's going on rather than relying on someone else's social media feed.
I feel terrible. I've never paid for a Chronicle, but nor a Statesman. But I do watch. Did he die again, Kyle? What happened, Kyle?
I don't know, man. He just
froze.
No, he's right there. Okay. I don't know.
He's over our conversation.
Yeah, I don't know why he does that, but he, you know, whatever. Looks like it's.
Oh, okay. And then I've got a link. So we've got some folks. We normally do a break at 9:00, and then it's Halie, right?
Yes.
Now that we're 30 minutes into the interview.
You said it. Okay. You said it wrong the first time. I was like, "Damn, Jimmy," and then you got it. Yes.
Well, because they were calling you Halie. They were like, "Is it Halie or Halie?" And I was like, "Guys, stop it."
It's Halie is perfect. You got it. That's it.
Okay. We've got some young ladies joining us in a minute, and they're young, enterprising young ladies. And normally we play a video, but this time we're putting it all out there. We got to, and everybody stay with us after we're done with Halie. I'm kidding.
Halie.
After we're done with Halie.
And I wasn't calling her Halie. Kyle was calling her Halie. I called her
Halie.
Halie. I said Halie. I had it right the first time. I'm the best one with names.
Thank you.
And shittiest one with a camera, the best one with names.
Yeah. Your camera is terrible tonight.
Fuck you, Jimmy.
We'll talk about this at the post-show meeting. Okay. So how stupid are podcasts though? Right?
Yeah, they're pretty stupid.
I love podcasts.
Well, this one is really stupid.
No, y'all do great. I think this is really awesome. I wish I had the courage to go live with my podcast. I'm like, script, read your script, telling everyone that's involved.
Oh, we'll see. None of us can read, so
And
thanks for shaming us there.
Tell us about Degradable, and was that like this? You know, you came out of a thing and you're like, I just got to do something.
Yeah, I wanted to become an environmentalist journalist or environmental journalist. And I definitely did not study environmental science. I took like a few courses and was like, this is a lot of math.
Right.
So I definitely, I figured, if there's any way that I can exercise my journalism bone without being an actual journalist, because now I do marketing. But if I could be a journalist, exercising myself in that field would be just, doing my own research and creating my own podcast, because we all have the power to do that, to stretch our voice beyond social media. And so it's a great outlet. It is. And I love environmental stuff. I'm the green hippie in my family. Everyone, used to this is insane. I'm from Houston. And so I used to store trash bags, like the single-use plastic bags, in my room until I could get to like a recycle bin to recycle them. And it would drive my parents insane. And they thought I was legit crazy for storing all this plastic waste. Oh, it was like, I would illegally have to go to the nearest elementary school by our neighborhood, which was like half a mile away.
Were you like hoarders? Like, did you have were your parents looking at you like,
oh, absolutely. Like my car, you would get into my car and just plastic water bottles would fall out.
It's safe though. If you got in an accident or something, you've probably been pretty
true.
All the bags and stuff, extra padding. I get it,
Yeah, and I also feel so bad. I had a roommate. I feel so bad for him. I used to just throw food out, not knowing really how to compost properly. And so I just throw food out like, oh, that's grass. Cool. Toss out apples and stuff. And I hit a neighbor one time and with an apple. Yes. And so he was like, you cannot do this anymore. So I said, okay. So I did.
You want to feel better?
Him knowing.
I used to have a neighbor whose cat slept on my truck all the time. So I chased it out and it ran up the tree next to my house, and I stuck it to the side of the tree with my bow and then left it there for my neighbor to find. So I'm a way worse neighbor. Oh my God. I'm a way worse neighbor than you.
That is terrible.
It is. It felt good though at the time. God. I told her to keep her fucking cat off of my truck. It was ridiculous.
Watch your language.
Sorry.
For our guests, they're coming. I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Trying to get some of the logistics going. So, were you a Girl Scout, Halie?
No, we did not have money for me to be a Girl Scout. I was told.
You didn't do the 4-H club or anything like that. Where'd you grow up? Because
in Houston, my mom, we didn't have money for me to be a Girl Scout, but my mom was so savvy, and my mom was a very young mom. My mom had me at 18. My mom is like my hero, and she made sure that I was enrolled in, I'm Catholic, so CCE, and always doing something athletic. So I did soccer, and then I also danced growing up. And then in junior high, my mom was like, you need to make a decision. Are you a soccer player or a dancer? So I went the soccer player route and skateboard route, and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember the skateboard days.
I love skateboarding. I love to with the pandemic that we're currently living in. I finally found like a female group of people that I could skate with, and I've skated for 17 years, and I never had that until a few years ago.
Yeah, I dug a skateboard out of the garage the other day. It did an ollie and thought I broke my leg. So yeah, I'm done.
Oh,
Well, okay, so this is going to be an awkward transition. I'm sorry that I was just texting.
That's okay.
Texting like 5
that's
people.
okay. Dwayne and I are fine. You're
I have
fine.
parents involved here, but Halie, I want to keep up with you, and I want people to follow you on the Instagrams. That's where I see them as like daily affirmations. You're like,
Thank you.
and I love the fact that you're like, this is my thought, and this is the way I'm going to do it. You know, I hate it when people are like, you know what you need to do, people.
Exactly.
Nobody likes that. So
That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do the research. It's just my opinion.
Well, you notice anybody that ever says do your research never did any research. They probably don't even know the Dewey Decimal System.
There's this one YouTube ad that keeps popping up, and the guy goes, "Hey, stop clicking around," and I immediately skip that ad because I hate that guy told me to stop clicking around. I will do exactly what I want.
That. Yeah.
And you know who else knows how to do what they want? And I'd like you to have a chat with these ladies before we let you go. Because you could probably tell them a thing or two. Can you bring them on, Kyle? There's Nova, and there's Opie.
Hi.
What's up, Nova? Turn on your microphone. We got Opie and Nova joining us. Now, say hi to Halie. She was our guest.
Hi, Halie. Hello.
She is a strong, powerful woman, and she's very successful in living life. And she wasn't a Girl Scout. Can you tell her what skills you've learned as being a Girl Scout, and what she missed out on?
Yes,
we've learned about a lot, like camping and like learning how to sell, community building,
how to survive in the wilderness.
Did you say community building?
What does that mean?
Yeah. Like getting stronger relationships with the people around you.
And why is that important?
Because like the more relationships you get, in Girl Scouts you can like, I don't know.
You guys preparing.
We were not prepared. We were like before we were on like a party or something, and then it was like, oh, we gotta go to this thing.
We gotta go.
It's the least you can do.
Give me go.
Is be ready to be on the show.
So okay. Well, look. The world is obviously in good hands with these two young ladies. I think they're going to take it. Halie, I want to see you again. I want to talk to you again. And thank you so much for coming on the show. Please keep us in mind when another degradable episode gets put out, or with whatever you're doing, because I'm a Halie fan, I'm hardly a Halie fan. No, you know what I mean. I was gonna throw the Halie.
I knew you were trying to get in there, but
can't say it wrong.
Enjoying watching this, stumbling.
Stumble.
So thank you, Jimmy.
Spit it out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
It
Halie.
was so nice to meet you, Nova and Opie.
Hi. Or bye.
All right.
You're leaving.
All right. Now, ladies, you understand what's happening here. You have 5 minutes. We have two internet links that we're going to put out. One is for Opie, one is for Nova, but you're both in Troop 1438, right? With the Girl Scouts.
Have you guys ever seen an infomercial?
No.
Okay. This is a long form opportunity for you to sell your wares on the internet.
Okay. And then don't ruin my show. When I come back, I want to see more viewers than less viewers. Okay.
We have 30 people watching right now. We need 30 people watching when we get back.
You have 5 minutes. If I see you starting to slow down, I might pop in, but I just want you to go. Start selling some cookies, ladies. Ready?
All right. We're from Troop 1430. Okay, we're from Troop 1348. I'm not sure, but we are here to sell Girl Scout cookies. It's the Girl Scout cookie season, which means you can buy a lot of stuff on like the website right now, and we're gonna be using this to go on a trip to Dallas or something. So that because we have not been able to go on a trip in like a year, and it'd be pretty nice if we could go on a trip. I'm pretty sure all like the leftovers will either be used to go on a different trip or to be donated to charities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah. Another thing is why I forgot everything I was gonna say. No, but you talk.
I talk.
Okay. We're ruining this.
What?
Basically, we have a new cookie that you can try. It's called the Toastier.
Yeah,
and
it's like French toast, but like they somehow turned it into a cookie.
They turned French toast into a cookie, and it kind of tastes like Cheerios. What are the kinds of cookie? The kinds of cookies are there are a lot actually, but I think one of the most popular right now is the Thin Mints, or like the Caramel Delights or something. Which I'm pretty sure the Caramel Delights are called something else, but I'm not sure what they are called. I'm pretty sure. Nova, do you know what they're called? And that other, whatever, the other baking company calls it something else. What do they call it?
I don't know.
Okay, well it's a lot of the cookies are called something else, and the Thanks-a-lots, they are gone. You cannot get them anymore.
Whoa.
Samoas. Yes, they are called the Samoas in a different. Oh, everyone's spanning. Oh, my favorite cookie. Why is the lag going back?
My favorite cookie is the Thin Mint.
I don't know. I like a lot of them, but I haven't really had any of them to try this year, so I guess you're just gonna have to find out. Yeah, the Thin Mints and the Caramel Delights are big. I don't actually like the Caramel Delights.
Yeah, me either.
It's a little different. We don't know how they work. But Samoas, yes, they are called Samoas if you're in that. Why am I getting so many things that are saying Samoas? Alright, but we're Troop 148, and we... Oh, yeah, the Thin Mints! They can be frozen, and it makes them taste really good.
Yeah, they
don't leave
really
them in.
good frozen.
Don't leave them in for 5 years and then take them out later. That is not good.
I think I've done that, but not 5
God,
years.
you have? Okay. But, yeah, we're Troop 1438, and we sell Girl Scout cookies. Oh, yeah.
What are you going to do with the money, girls?
Oh, we're either going to go to a trip to Dallas because last time we did not going to go on the trip that we were planning to go on because of COVID hitting.
Mm-hmm.
And the leftover money is either going to be donated to charity or saved up for like more.
Haley's going to buy some cookies. You sold her.
You're going to buy them.
She's going to buy some cookies. So the links are one's for you, one's for Nova, one's for Opie, one's for Nova. We shared them on Facebook, the Twitter, the YouTube. Y'all are famous right now.
Famous,
everybody, thousands of people are watching you, so you're probably going to sell millions of cookies. But does it matter if somebody buys from one link or the other? Should they split their order, or does it both? Like, is there a prize or anything for?
Yes, there are prizes. I've already hit the first prize, I think, but there are multiple prizes you can hit. Like, you can get stuff for selling cookies.
Cookies that you sell, there's like different ranks and stuff for different prizes.
Gotcha. You already hit one prize.
I already hit one, I think. I am like at 1.
So you're okay. You don't need any other prizes, right? You
No,
got one.
I do. I need that.
I want to get some more. I get it.
I want to get some more. Yes.
Now,
but
and then-
it doesn't
and
really
then-
matter in the end who you.
And then the last couple years, cookie sales have corresponded with Come and Shave It. So you've had the opportunity to sell Girl Scout cookies at our yearly beard competition.
Yeah.
Are you worried? Was that a major part of your sales?
It was a pretty
Yeah.
big part. We sold a lot on the last day. I think it was me, Maeve, and Nova, which I'm not sure if Maeve's still in the troop.
I don't think
But we
Maeve's still in the troop.
Okay, but yeah, it would also really help a lot if you bought them from our troop since we lost a ton of members.
Yeah.
And we're
Because
a
of
very
COVID.
small troop now. Yeah. And because a lot of them just grew up. But
Now, and then I was just thinking, your dad and I are good friends, and I hooked him up with some Amazon boxes not too long ago. What did you think of the Amazon? You got to open an Amazon box, am I right? Everybody thinks that these Amazon boxes are silly and they're not. And I'm wasting my money on these Amazon boxes. Was that the greatest box you had ever opened in your entire life?
no,
Oh.
that was not. Most of the stuff. Oh my gosh, one of my friends is in the chat. Hi,
What?
Ellie. Hi, Ellie. Ellie's in
Oh.
the chat. Hi, Ellie.
Is this the one?
Llama Corn Club. Yeah, that's her.
Mama
Oh,
Corn
yeah.
Club.
That's
Oh wait, hold on. Let's go back. There you
He's
go.
you're on YouTube.
Oh boy, super
Make sure-
excited.
Make sure everybody
Look,
that's
he even
listening
wanted
to
to
it,
make sure he spelled right. He spell checked himself. Look at that. That's so cute.
It's a she. It's a she. It's a she.
A she, he, she. I don't know this whole thing. A she. I am terribly sorry.
I don't know why you're
I'm
assigning
old.
genders
I
to
don't know,
llamas.
'cause I don't know. It's the
So-
corn part. Corn for some reason. struck
Kids-
me as-
Kids, look, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, because your time is valuable. You're selling these cookies like crazy, but a lot of the adults are worried about the kids and during this crazy year. Are y'all doing okay?
Yeah,
Kind of.
Kind
kind
Okay.
of. A lot of stuff has happened to us. As you can
Mhm.
see, I do not like this camera angle. Half of my hair is now.
You guys both homeschooling?
Well, you got two different color hairs. That's what's happened.
It used to be pink
Yeah.
and then it washed out. So
And Nova, look, it's different not going to school. Are y'all doing the school from home?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the same. Right?
my
I mean-
sister just walked in. Hold on.
I mean, we used to do the show sitting next to each other, but now Dwayne's got to do it at his house with his terrible camera, and then I'm over here with my beautiful camera and my amazing setup. And then Kyle's over at his place, like tending to his fire and not paying attention to the show. So it's not the same. The show is not the same with us not being, but we're making do. And this is one of the highest rated shows on Saturday night from 8 to 10 on the Talking Beards Network. And we're doing it, but I get hope from y'all because we need y'all to learn. You understand that I believe that children are the future. I've always said if you teach them well,
because all
Yeah.
the oldies are gonna go die at one point, and we're gonna take
Oh.
over.
That's true. That's true. I'm pretty close.
We're gonna take over the world, and we're gonna
Yeah.
you
reinstate
guys
new
are gonna-
laws.
Community build and whatnot,
Okay. And when you take over the world, what are you going to do with it?
Smash it. I'm going to break it. Oh
This
my
guy
god!
Brian Nelson just bought 20
My
boxes of
dad
cookies.
just bought. Why? Dad, why did you buy so many cookies? Okay. Cool, I guess.
All right. Well, listen, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. It was really nice to meet you. Do y'all have any, say something to all the old people out there and tell them that everything's going to be okay. Can y'all give us some encouraging words before you go?
You're
Troop,
gonna be fine.
We're probably going to be fine.
Yeah, we might start a couple fires in the world, but like it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
We might take over the government. It's just what we do.
We might overthrow the government, but yeah.
We might
Hell
ban
yeah.
a lot of TV shows just because we're bored. We got nothing to do except for schoolwork. That's way too hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Forget schoolwork. Take over the government.
That's right.
I've done that
Right?
multiple times in video games. I'm sure I can do it in real life. I just need an army of
easy.
people that are willing to take over the government.
It's super.
Well-
there's one out there. It's super easy. It's totally easy.
Well, look, if y'all want to record a commercial for us, we will play it on the next couple shows as long as you're doing the cookie sales. So if y'all want to put together something, we can do that. I'm sure your dad can help you.
I fully
edit it up.
endorse them taking over the government. We will take over the government, yeah.
I think the government's in good hands.
Yes! Ellie, go!
Yes.
You're going to be the first president. You're awesome.
You all are gonna be okay. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank
Better
you,
off than
Opie.
we are.
Thank you, Nova. Good luck with the cookie sales. I'll be ordering some as soon as we get off the air. Thank you so much.
better.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
Bye.
That was fun.
Wow. Who would have known?
Yeah.
We'd have Girl Scouts selling their cookies. Thanks for chiming in, Llama Corn, the first non-binary president in America. Yeah, you got my vote.
Yeah.
Get
If
your
I'm still
cookies.
around, I'll vote for you too.
I mean, she just called it. She's like,
But
y'all
the
are
oldies are gonna die soon.
you're old and you're gonna die.
That's us, buddy.
Oh, all right. So already Dr. Beard, Halie Ramirez, we had Opie and Nova from Troop 1438. Coming up in just a minute, we're gonna have Luke and the Lonely joining us. And then it's a hard out at 10. It's a hard out at 10 because
Our
we've
producer's a hard ass. Fuck.
Oh no,
man.
no. On the Talking Beards Network, they've got the post results show from is it
Oh.
Beards on the Bay? Is that
Yeah, so we just kick the Talking Beards network stuff and we stay on
no,
ours.
they're coming on at 10. They're coming on at 10.
Oh.
So they're gonna be we're just gonna switch it
All right.
over. So the West Coast Classic
West Coast
Results
Classic. Yeah. That's
Thank
the Beards is it Beards by the Bay, that club?
Beards by the Bay.
Parties Club.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you. Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm excited about Cassie coming up.
Mhm.
We just got the tiers set up so that registration can start on that. We got a design done by Yellow from P-Lander Yellow, which I'm
Nice.
really excited about. Gonna have some shirts, hopefully, or we're getting some stickers and some pins.
Nice.
And then we've got some pretty cool tiers to get some cool stuff. But so
Like a
listen.
tier tattoo. Are we gonna get tier tattoos that say Cassie 15?
maybe this is what I want to talk about. This have you read this article about the guy from California that was
No.
talking smack about Austin?
No.
No.
Is he
So-
one of the few that aren't moving here?
No, he moved here. And his
and he's talking shit. Okay.
yeah. And
What do you got to say?
well, I mean, it's ultimately what he's talking about is he moved here, he brought his family here, but it's not what he expected.
What do you expect?
California is better. This is some crazy town
Mhm.
with crazy ideals,
Mhm.
and I think, people are very confused about the differences between California and Texas.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
What?
you're gone again.
Am I gone again? Oh, what the fuck?
But I like talking to you like this. You look like you're sleeping. Like always, sleeping through life. Dwayne. Just napping. Taking a damn nap. In the middle of life. You can't do that, Dwayne. But look, this is the thing. This guy, California man, blasts. He doesn't just blast Austin; he blasts Texas, calling it a dystopia in an op-ed. And they've got these pictures. This guy's name, and you hate him already because I keep reading the article, and his name is Alder, which is just D and L switched from Adler. I'm already like triggered on Adler.
Is that his last name? Alder?
Who
is this guy?
Yeah. He's just some tech dude that moved over here, and he's in this op-ed that he wrote.
I'm pretty sure that all the people who have recently famously moved here from California all have COVID right now, because Dave Chappelle just tested positive for COVID and had to cancel all of his shows at Stubbs. And he was just posting pictures of him and his whole crew hanging out, like Rogan and Elon Musk and fucking
Grimes.
Whoever the fuck rich people moved here.
Well, but look, this is the thing. How is it that Rogan's able to do the MMA fight tonight when he was just with Dave Chappelle, less than 7 days ago when he got diagnosed just on like Wednesday?
That dude's immune, I'm sure, bro. He's got so much like fucking steroids and human growth hormone and fucking probably dead baby embryos pumped inside of his body. He's fine, dude. Nothing's hitting him.
So he left a 2,000 square foot house in San Diego for a bee cave home with a pool and twice the square footage.
Right.
But he says it's way too expensive. Way too expensive here. He doesn't like the weather. Doesn't like the culture. There's something, it's way, he says,
fucking leave.
Let the word sink in. Austin's not cheap. It's actually quite expensive.
Yeah. It's not cheap.
Like, what did you think but this is cheap. I came from DC. A townhouse is $400,000 to $700,000.
Right.
Come down here, you can still get, they don't have townhouses down here, but they've got, you can get an apartment for less than $2.
Less than what?
Less than 200. Yeah, 200,000. I'm not talking about rent. I'm talking about, are you ready to have your son? Oh, this is the quote. Says, oh my God, come on. Are you ready to have your son judged based on his suitability for a future career in football? And then, so I read that and I was like, that's the rub. This guy brought his Johnny Sunshine kid down here, wanted to play quarterback, and he was assured that if he moved to, Dripping Springs, he was going to be quarterback in.
If you're coming to Texas, you better be fucking good, son.
You better bring it. You better
bring your A game, boy.
This guy is mad about all the wrong things. And normally I tell people, look, man, you're not mad at me. You're mad at your dad. This guy, you're not mad at me. You're mad that you didn't coach up your son. Maybe you should have spent some more time. And if that's,
maybe you should have been a shittier dad. Maybe you should have yelled at him more. Maybe that would have done it.
No, dude, I've been watching Cobra Kai and I am on team Miyagi-Do.
You're on team fucking.
That's right. Remember, flagpole, 3 p.m. this spring, me and CJ Morgan. It's going to happen. And if it's not him, I'm taking on Ted Cruz.
Well, you scared of Alex Jones now?
I'm not scared of Alex Jones.
You little bitch.
Our buddy Austin, he, like I watch Fox News, but he listens to Alex Jones. I don't know if I could handle listening to Alex Jones. Like, I would have to pay for all the drywall in this apartment.
I haven't listened to Alex in a while, but I kind of like, I haven't listened to him in quite a while, but I would like to listen to him now since like post fucking inauguration and all that.
Who had a cold hard cash injection? Look, this is why I keep Austin so close, because he will just he'll be like, Alex Jones totally losing his mind right now. and then I'll be like, "What's going on?" And then he'll fill me in on what he's doing, so I don't have to listen to him. And
Austin is definitely a keep your enemies close kind of guy. You know, he's probably a diehard listener.
Look, keep talking about that. I'm gonna get a beer.
Are you going to pee, Jimmy?
No, I'm getting a beer.
I can't watch him anymore. He screams too much, man. I can't watch him. Kyle, do you watch Alex Jones?
No, I used to be a religious watcher of the Alex Jones back when I was a doomsday prepper.
Religious? Like kind of every day you watched?
We would so when I was in the Coast Guard, we would drive out from Beaumont to Lake Charles like basically once a week. That's like a good, I don't know, 45 minutes.
Boring fucking drive.
Depends on when you go, but yeah. And
boring.
This buddy I drove with used to listen to him, and so I did too. I was just like, okay. And I bought into some of it, but I'm also, like conspiracy.
I don't think Austin buys into any of it, but he watches.
That's probably fair. Like,
you know what? Every time, what really gets me is every time I go to watch it.
I'm sitting here talking. You guys taking me out of this, and then I realize I'm not even on the screen. What happens?
I didn't
get a beer.
That wasn't me.
Probably went to pee.
Okay.
Every time I try to watch, that fucking Owen kid is on. He's such a loudmouth. I hate him.
All right.
All right. Great story.
I'm gonna go.
We'll see you in a bit, Kyle. It is time for us to talk to our next guest, Luke in the Lonely. And now listen,
Excelsior.
Oh shoot, my computer is so slow. They've got a description of their band. Can you go to lukeinthelonely.com so that you can read the description of the band? Because I want to ask them about this right off the top. Let's get to the meat and potatoes to find out what their sound is all about, what they are about, and how it is that they are able to still create such beautiful music in this hazy, foggy time. But I'm seeing the light, right, Luke in the Lonely? Are we seeing the light?
No, is this what we're looking for?
No, I was looking for them to join the show. That was my segue for them to come onto the show.
That was your cue for them to come in?
Yeah, there they are.
Boom.
Sarah and Luke, right?
That's right. Well, that's applause. Okay.
That was overwhelming applause.
It sometimes sounds like a waterfall, sometimes sounds like a toilet flushing, but it's applause. Trust me.
It is overwhelming applause. Now, with it being Luke in the Lonely, is it okay? You're not offended if I say Sarah and Luke? Like, I just always just kind of defer to the lady first, and then maybe that's old school. Are you going to yell at me if I open the door for you if we're walking into it?
I'd actually prefer Sarah and the Lonely. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's not bring up that beef again, okay?
I was reading through some of this because you're buddies with Nick, Luke, right? You guys were in another band, and Nick was the one that reached out to me about some of the new tracks that you guys were dropping. Y'all were in another band, and then you this happened. But tell us about how it came about.
Yeah, so I was in a band with Nick. It's actually funny. I was just talking to Dave, who was in that band. We're still all good friends. And it's a band called the Odd Bodies. And I was playing keys. And a few weeks later, they broke up. Nick always jokes that maybe I was the cause. No, I think
too much reverb.
What's that?
Too much reverb, or you were always like doing vibrato or something, or did you bring one of those theremins in as well?
Oh, those are cool.
Theremins? No, I wasn't that fancy. In fact, I was kind of in the midst of learning keys, and so it was like it would have been my first project to incorporate keys. So I was kind of just sitting in the background. What actually broke it up was Dave, the songwriter for the band, got a job working on the cruise lines.
Oh,
like,
okay.
that piano bar. So actually, ironically, he became the piano player. But after, like I had shown Nick a couple songs of mine, and he dug them, and so he was like, I don't want to stop making music. So, we started the band, and then Sarah over here, I knew her from.
We had mutual bandmates, which is a very common Austin story. So
Okay,
we were a mutual bandmate, and just kind of hit it off and talked about making music together. And he was just like, I've got this new project. You should try out some vocals on it. And everything I did was perfect. So
yeah. And he's not ugly to look, he's not hard on the eyes or anything. So it's like, I can. Now, the Lonelies. How did you come up with the Lonelies?
That was actually
that's my idea.
Your contribution, yeah.
I think we were trying to figure out band names. Nick was trying to go for a very straightforward Luke Bollett band, and I was like, no, like our music's way too witty and clever to just be straightforward in the name. Like we gotta be a little self-deprecating, because that's kind of what some of the music is about. And I think at that point, most of us were single.
Okay.
It just made sense, but
yeah, I remember Nick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Dwayne, pull up the description of the band, because I want to bring mention to this here. As far as your sound, it really, where is it here? Okay. Yes. Luke and the Lonely is an Austin, Texas indie band. Their sound is influenced by the likes of Billy Joel, Cake, Father John Misty. Okay, thanks, Dwayne. Billy Joel was the first influence. So tell us about the Catalina wine mixer, and does that trigger you when you watch that scene? Are you okay with that?
I'm so embarrassed that I'm not getting this reference.
What? You haven't seen Step Brothers?
What's that?
Step Brothers, but I don't remember the Billy Joel reference.
I have seen Step Brothers, but I've only seen it once.
Okay. Well, the greatest scene is when John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell get up there and sing Pavarotti's hit, thingy. I don't know if it's Pavarotti, but prior to that, there was Uptown Girl, the cover band, the Billy Joel cover band, but they only did 80s doo-wop. And then some guy kept asking for The Stranger, and then he insulted the guy's wife, and they got in a fight and got kicked out. So this has never happened to you.
Well, it actually happens all the time. It's a pretty common story.
Yeah, I wish we had like a cool, the audience assaulted the stage. And it's probably not going to happen in the era of Zoom either, but throw a beer bottle with your camera, maybe.
No, it already doesn't work. I'm not going to throw anything at it.
What are you doing these days as far as performances? Are y'all feeling safe going out, or have you been doing some Zoom shows, some live shows online, or is it just mainly just writing and studio time for y'all?
Yeah, when the pandemic started, I think we took like a little break because we were like, oh, it'll be 2 weeks. It's fine. We'll just wait it out.
Yeah.
Maybe like 3 or 4 months. And we're like, okay, well, maybe we should do something.
It's taking a little longer than I thought.
Yeah. Honestly, we were like radio silent for months. Yeah. I mean, like none of us talked to each other. We were sitting on recordings we did in January. So actually it's kind of funny that we were like kind of had invested the most time and money, that we probably ever had. And then COVID hit and we were just like, didn't even talk to each other. In some ways, right. I hope nobody like gets any big ideas to move back home or something. Like, I hope, I'd like to see this through. Yeah. And then we just got tired of waiting and we're like, all right, we probably should, jump on the opportunities that are available to us. We played a couple like hotel lounge gigs.
Outdoors by the pool.
Yeah.
Distance from everybody. But Yeah, that's
most people wearing masks and whatnot, or just kind of.
Yeah, I mean, we played once inside, and that got a little hairy because
Yeah,
people got a little too excited by our music.
Right. Yeah, it was one of these things where it was kind of a double-edged sword because we were very happy they wanted to dance, but we also didn't want to be the reason we didn't want them to be the reason we didn't get hired back. So
right. It's like, why did your bar go under? Well, Luke and the Lonelies played. Luke and the Lonely, and I've been trying to pluralize it, but I think that's just me trying to join your. I want to be one of the Lonelies. I'm lonely, Luke.
Well,
I'm lonely, Amy. Tell me. I mean, Sarah. I immediately thought about my high school girlfriend there and said her name. That was Freudian.
I see.
Yeah.
Do I remind you of her or something?
No, not at all.
That's probably good.
Yeah, that would be awkward. Yes, you do so much. So look, do me a favor. Can you play us a song? I know you've got a guitar there, and so obviously you're better at the guitar than the keyboards. So this is a good sign, right?
It says yes.
Play us a song, and then what we're gonna do some memes. We're gonna talk for a little bit, then I'm gonna go into memes, and then we're gonna probably have you play another song to play us out, because we got to be out at 10. There's another thing going on, but I want to make sure we get a song in, and then tell us what you're gonna play us.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna put this one last, but so this is a song. This song is called "Secret Room," and it's actually a big song for us because it's, first of all, it's like the first song I showed Nick whenever the Odd Bodies was breaking up, and that kind of clued him into, okay, I may want to start a band with this guy. And then whenever we invited Sarah over to audition, rehearse, whatever you want to call it, the first time.
I was in off the bat.
Last minute, we turned it into a duet, and it worked just instantly. So the first verse she sings, and it wasn't written that way, but it just worked out so well. So.
And this is also on Spotify, so I think this was the first song we released as well. Yeah.
So it's called "My Secret Room."
Almost everything that I need to get by in this cruel life. But even so, it's not enough to satisfy my thirst for love. So I pretend I'm counting sheep and wait until he's fast asleep, and I'm up to my secret room where no one knows things that I can do to make myself feel better. 'Cause when it comes to pleasure, there's no one else who can please me like I please myself.
I wake up, there's coffee on. She's all dressed up, I start to yawn. She tells me
I am off to work. Good luck today on your job search.
Thanks, I hear her keys, they lock the door. My feet hit the cold wooden floor. She thinks I'm off to interview.
You better be.
But when her car pulls out of view, I'm off to my secret room. comes to pleasure, there's no one else who can please me like I please myself.
Sometimes I wonder when he locks his door shut.
Sometimes I wonder when she won't leave the bathtub. And I wonder, am I the only one when I'm off to my secret room when no one knows the things that I can do to make myself feel better. 'Cause when it comes to pleasure, there's no one else. No one else. There's no one else. There's no one else who can please me. Who can please me like I please myself.
I'm muted. There we go. Amazing. Amazing. That was amazing. So I can see why I can see why everybody starts dancing. And they don't even realize, do you laugh at them when they're like, "Oh, this is such a love song." But it's is this what you do to your fans? You trick them with secret innuendos in your songs?
I feel like most people pick up on it, but
No, I mean, well, it is funny.
It is funny when they don't.
This song is weird because it, especially the way we just played it, is very like jazz and smooth, and yeah, like I guess I like the subtlety of that, like because I guess we're not like a Tenacious D laugh out loud kind of group, you know. I mean, there's a million reasons we're not Tenacious D. I mean, I'm not
right. Yeah,
but like there's kind of a, I like it being, oh, I lost my pick there. I lost.
Yeah, it hits you, you know, like you're everything, but then it's like, oh, yeah, why is she in the bathtub so damn long? Those bath bombs don't go that long. But
I'm due.
I guess so. Now this isn't the most recent single that you guys just launched was the My Baby Loves Heavy Metal, right?
Yeah.
That's
Is
right.
that the
Yeah.
that's one of the songs that you recorded a year ago that just got released? And is it the mastering, or are you just like releasing them slowly? Like how have you approached the, you know, because you used to play gigs and sell CDs, you know, now it's a whole different world marketing wise. How's that working?
Yeah, I mean it seems like we're back in the time of singles, and you know, algorithms in general, everything, social media, streaming platforms reward constant output, and so we're trying to capitalize on that and release these, you know, one by one, and we're very fortunate. You know, something that we've kind of gotten to you know, utilizes the talents of Sarah. She's an amazing artist, and kind of all the time we've had in COVID, we've got to kind of design, or she's gotten to design single artwork. And,
are those your combat boots?
Oh, I wish I needed combat boots, but
did you draw them?
Yes.
You're the drawer?
I'm a drawer. I'm an
Okay,
artist.
drawer.
I majored in it, and then like through COVID, I just started drawing again. I started doing a paint and sip class for people, and then I started doing digital illustration work on my iPad, and so it's just turned into like now I'm doing the graphic design for Luke and Lonely. But I love it. It's a cool.
Well, it's good because you got to wear a lot of different hats in a band.
True.
And before you're as big as say Hall and Oates, you've got a couple steps, and then different people. I mean, think about how many hats Hall wore. Oates was walking around just like Johnny Big Balls, big old belt buckle.
No, man. I feel like Oates was overworked.
You think Oates was the work? Oh,
yeah.
Because Hall did all the love. He just strolled around his luxurious blonde hair, and said, "I have the most beautiful voice in the world."
So
you guys probably a lot of work to keep up that mustache.
You guys just walked right into some of my childhood trauma, and we weren't going. You're not supposed to trigger that. Didn't Amber tell you something about that?
Hey, man, you triggered mine earlier. So I should just trigger yours now.
When we played Chips, I wanted to be
triggered by you guys being triggered. Okay, so
yeah,
there you go. Let's all get triggered together. We should write a song about being triggered.
I'm just telling you, I wanted to be John, and everybody made me be Ponch. Okay. And sometimes I mean, look, everybody's like upset that somebody is playing. They're not Japanese, but they're playing a Japanese person. I'm saying yes. So I can play a blonde-haired person. I can act. I've got the chops, right, Luke?
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay.
I think you make a better Ponch, anyways.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I think you could play Japanese, though. I think you could totally play Japanese.
Maybe. Y'all want to do some memes?
I don't think you should.
Before we do the memes, what do y'all got coming up? Because you've got something's going to be released soon. You've got a video coming, right?
Yeah. So we're doing a string of releases, and I guess our next one we haven't even released the name of the single, and we'll probably keep you on your toes, but not revealing.
Okay, do it.
That's going to be in late February. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I'm sure you guys are gonna maybe somewhere post our socials, but
and it's LukeandTheLonely.com and your Spotify link. I want everybody to show you, and then also your Facebook page. Is there any other place that they need to know? Or I know I tagged you on some Instagram stuff too.
Instagram as well.
That's all the good stuff. Yeah.
Maybe in the near future TikTok. We're still learning that.
Yeah, I'm a little scared of TikTok too. I signed up and I watched the videos, but I think that's why I got a hemorrhoid.
I social media once a week, and that's it. So
this is how I know I've gotten old. It's like I don't know about this TikTok. I'm like, darn it.
Y'all ready to do some memes?
I think so. Or am I supposed to know what doing a meme means?
Okay. Well, no. So this is what it means.
Let me explain this to you. See, Jimmy picks memes usually 10 minutes before the show. He picks pictures or shit that he finds interesting on the internet, and he gives it to Kyle, and he makes Kyle format it properly for our show.
We don't have time.
We talk about it.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah, he's terrible.
I'm the worst. So look, we're gonna go through these pretty rapid fire, and then what are you gonna play us? Are you gonna play us?
Yeah, Baby Loves Heavy Metal.
Baby Loves Heavy Metal.
Yeah, whenever
okay.
It's time.
Yeah. And then you're gonna play us out. But
get to the fucking memes. Will you?
Memes. All right. Hey, Dwayne, how upset are you that your lifelong hero Joe Rogan just killed my lifelong hero of Dave Chappelle? All right.
I don't think he killed him.
Not yet. I hope not. Next.
I mean, he's a grown man. He knew what he was doing when he scheduled a month-long stint at Stubbs.
Okay, listen, this is inappropriate. But seriously, it's a mullet. If you shave the coochie and not the butthole, that's a mullet.
Is that how you found out you had hemorrhoids?
No, I couldn't do that. I was trying to squat over my phone, but I am not that flexible.
Is this a hemorrhoid?
No, this is a caterpillar. Venomous something. I forget. This is true. As soon as you saw the half-eaten apple, Kenny Loggins knew they were in the danger zone.
That is Kenny Loggins.
You missed this on Thursday. Did you know this? Katie Lang.
Katie Lang, bro.
This is the only time Katie Lang has been relevant in my life.
She stole this shit from somebody. She took credit for this from somebody else.
But that was on Thursday, so you missed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was just from last week, and I just love
that was from last week. Who's worried about shingles right now?
Microdosing. How y'all feel about it? You don't need it for the dishes.
No.
You don't. But it makes the dishes more interesting.
Probably a good idea to microdose for a presidential debate, though.
Probably.
Macrodosing is probably not the best idea.
Oh, look at this. If this is from last week, my mom, after the show, nice show, James. It flowed nicely. I'd like to contribute to Elvis's project in Sydney. Tell Laura how to do it and she'll help me. I'll get you the links. So she hasn't chimed in tonight, so she's not listening, but she always listens to the show, so she'll chime in tomorrow.
She's probably mad at me.
She's gonna ask me for your links. I'm gonna send them. Yeah. So you got any Venmo links or anything? You guys taking tips?
You know, I just realized,
We have a Cash App.
we have a Cash App, but we also have a Bandcamp. If you want to like support us, it's another great way. I think the link is on our website.
Bandcamp, you can buy our music, and we have merchandise. We have shirts and.
Get your Luke and the Lonely shirts and Bandcamp. Buy all their stuff. Mom will get you the links. In 2021, may the Creator grant you ocean spray to accept the things you cannot change, twisted tea to change the things you can. I just love that one.
Yeah, it's a great one.
It's one of the 12 steps. Okay.
I knew this was coming.
Great.
Yeah, here it comes. We're just rapid firing. There's a link where you can just put in an address, and he'll show. That's Don's Automotive.
Don's.
I just put Don's Automotive, and the thing will just put Bernie whatever address on Google Maps. God, I love this thing. I tried to buy this.
Did you hear his response?
That's a picture at the inauguration. He's just kind of like bundled up with his mittens, and it just like
I've just seen more of him
connected with everybody. So it's
did you hear his response to being memed?
He like made a sweatshirt and he's selling it for charity or something.
Yeah, he was like, it just goes to show how good Vermont mittens are.
Well, she's sold out, and then it goes to show how these Vermontans, like anybody else in any other town, they would have been like, I'll quit my job. I'm going to completely just turn my life into a mitten factory. And she was like, hey, look, I teach school. I've got kids. I've got honey to harvest. So the orders are going to have to wait, honeys. You know, she's great. Fact that Hooters hasn't launched a home delivery service and called it Knockers seems like a missed opportunity.
Can we go back one, Kyle? Can we go back one before the Hooters one?
Oh. Those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities.
Yeah.
It's deep and dark, you know. But here we go. All right.
Jerem's butthole thing today.
Is this the greatest thing you've ever
they're
seen?
in the Phantom Zone, bro. That's
y'all have never seen Superman, have you? You've only seen the new Superman. You're so young.
One of the old ones. What's the name of the guy? The actor? Christopher Reeves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Just fucking.
You never catch moose or squirrel. Yeah. You won't. You won't. There's Rodney. We had Rodney up there, Rodney Norman. So many memes. So many. I'm once again wearing this jacket. This man.
No, Keanu.
It's
fits there. Fits
so
dope.
many memes.
Hey. $15, little man.
Change my mind. Change my mind, he says.
Hey, wait, go back. Was he on the beam?
Oh, yeah, he's on the far right there.
Having some lunch? What are you having there?
No. That one was pretty good. Pretty good. The lighting's bad, but there we go. There you go, Dwayne.
Somebody had to do it.
There you go.
Somebody had to do it.
So many of these stupid Bernie memes.
So many, dude.
We had to do it. Rapid fire. There he is in the middle, right there over Jesus' shoulder. There's,
sharing the beach with Chris Christie, you fat fuck.
Waiting in line at Franklin's.
Yeah.
I mean, even the local references were getting it. Bird Box, bro. I feel like that's this year. You know, we're all in Bird Box. That's great. If only they could have made him like fall asleep, you know, like pass out. when Garth leaves the stage without doing Friends in Low Places. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I was really hoping he would have gone into Wild Horses.
Too.
I think my buddy Austin made this one, I think. And what else? I just had to throw that in there. I'm a Ween fan.
Mm-hmm.
And this was my absolute favorite.
Great. That's my favorite so far. I like that.
Yeah, I'd seen a couple.
It looks so real.
Naked joke.
I'm just gonna paint a little cold Bernie right here. Give him some happy little mittens.
You know, my kid is a fan of Bob Ross, and we watch him sometimes during lunch on school days because there's a Bob Ross channel on. Anyways, but my
parents' realtor is in on this.
His kids were on the show and would fucking come on and paint Bob Ross's kids. It was really cool. I had no idea.
His kid would come on the show?
Yeah, and they were grown, dude.
I don't remember that. This is my parents' realtor she did a Facebook post with Bernie in front of their for sale sign for the house that they just sold. Congratulations, Mom and Dad. This one is my freaking favorite. Bernie's Sanders' name is tired. It's the greatest thing on the internet. It's boring and repetitive. And then he throws them.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah, that's good. Banksy. What guys think girls want, what they actually want. This is how I'm dressing for the rest of my life, like Bernie Sanders.
Over his mask. Are we secretly advertising for someone else?
I don't know. Oh, maybe. Get it out of there. Okay. All right. We're just about out of time. We got enough time for My Baby Loves Heavy Metal. And Luke and the Lonely, go and visit them on lukeandthelonely.com, and visit them on Bandcamp, visit them on Spotify, on Facebook. Thank you all so much for coming, and I can't wait to see y'all in person and shake your hands and hug you and get real close.
I'm still down with the elbow bumps right now. So
yeah, thank you all so much for having us on. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, hey, thanks for coming on such a crappy show.
We had fun.
Give us some Baby Loves Heavy Metal.
All right, here we go. My baby loves heavy metal, and she's dropped it temperamental. Met her down in Sacramento, dark nail polish, silver chains, black shiny leather. And every night I hold her tight, riding on the backseat of a motorbike. She loves to drive wrong way down the freeway in the fast lane, doing a little over 95. My baby loves heavy metal. 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 Ooh, yeah. Hey. Had her 1 year last September. I broke out champagne and flower petals. She told me not to act so sentimental. Drank from the bottle, broke all my Jamaican records. And every night I hold her tight, riding on the backseat of a motorbike. She loves to drive wrong way down the freeway in the fast lane, doing a little over 95. My baby loves heavy metal. My baby loves heavy metal. My baby loves heavy metal. My baby loves my woman and me. We never fight, it's understood. She's always right. I work the desk from 9 to 5 so she can mosh pit every night. Never leave my woman